Yo, yo, yo. GM fam. Hope you are doing all right today. GM, it is Thursday, the 19th of January, 2023 at 10 a.m. Eastern. Hope you guys are crushing it so far. I know it's early. It might be 7 a.m. where you're listening from. It might be 10 a.m. like where I am. It might be the afternoon. I hope you are having a fantastic day so far. Give everybody a couple minutes to get in here. GM, today I'm excited about having this conversation with everybody that's going to participate. Why are you here? Why are you here in Web3? Are you here for the revolution? Are you in it for the gains? Are you in it for the community? What are you here for? I'm definitely excited to hear what everybody's answer is, and kind of what what makes them want to be here, participate, learn, build, grow, spend their time here. I mean, literally, you could be doing anything in the world, and it's not so much about being in this particular space here, Web3 Breakfast. It's more about what floats your boat. Like, are you excited about NFTs? Are you excited about PFPs? Are you excited about the future of NFTs? It's sky's the limit. There's so much going to be happening in this ecosystem in the next several years. I'm like, again, first and foremost, I'm super excited about the community aspect of it. But got a couple people that popped up, guys. If you are listening and you want to come up and participate and be part of the conversation, all you got to do is say, "Get me in, tap me in, ask me." Let's come up as a speaker, whatever you want to do. I definitely want to hear what you got. I know Michael and Turbo both up here today. Thank you guys so much. 74K. Let's go. Michael Norris, how are you today, sir?
I'm good. I'm just, I've been up early just saying good morning to everyone. By the way, good morning, everyone. Just want to thank you for giving me the time here. And, I enjoy the community a lot. It's the community is really what drives this thing. Without the community, there is, there's nothing, to me, as far as I'm concerned. It's part of the trilemma, I mean, yeah, we enjoy the money. Yeah, we enjoy the utility, but deep down inside of me, I enjoy the community, and I thank you all.
I love that. Absolutely. And that, that what's what makes me tick as well. Being here, being able to connect, being able to have these conversations with people on on a totally different level, than what I think most of us have been able to accomplish in most of our lives, right? Like, none of our friends, I'd say none of our friends. I have maybe two friends that I know in the actual real world that didn't spawn from being in this ecosystem that are into crypto, blockchain, NFTs whatsoever. So like, and one of them, he's the one who got me into it, but then he got torched back in 2018, and so he got out. He never got really back in. Now, that's a different story. But the community aspect of it, man, I tell you what, Michael, I'm right there with you. Like, I try to tell people, like, even though, as a content creator and educator, I've been a YouTuber for a number of years in this space, none of that matters. The most important thing is that I'm a community member first and foremost. And that to me is like something, like when you say, like, don't forget where you came from or whatever. And like, not that that has any application in this whatsoever, but that's how I feel. It's like, regardless of what we do, When Media, the company that I'm building with a couple other brilliant minds in this space, doesn't matter how big or how successful or, all this shit that we're going to accomplish over the next couple of years, that doesn't matter. The most important thing is that I am here as a community member, learning and every single day building. Like, that to me, like what you said, Michael, the community, being part of the community here, that's number one priority. Absolutely. And then fuck yeah, let's get wealthy. Turbo, what's up, my dude? How are you today?
What up, Jay, man? I am on fire, bro. I'm so pumped, man. I'm excited about this conversation. Man, I'm here for the revolution, the transfer of wealth. I'm here to bring my people up like out of poverty, to give them opportunity. Like, I'm here to see people to be able to have an opportunity to let their passions and their heart, pay their bills, where they don't have to be enslaved. You know what I'm saying? Modern day slavery is a real thing. We got people that are working in these ridiculous work conditions here in America and all across the world. You know what I'm saying? And so, I see crypto as being that opportunity. I'm excited to be around incredible leaders like yourself, who stand up for the right thing. Like, that's what it's all about. I mean, as a combat vet, like, I couldn't find the same purpose in the real world that I have here in the Web3, to truly be able to like liberate nations again. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm fired up about, to be having this conversation today. You know what, we 19 days into 2023 and we're just freaking crushing it. You know, Win Media's taking off, shooting. You know, it's coming together beautifully. The right people are falling. You know, like I just had an amazing conversation meeting this morning with a music platform called Tracks that's going to help, you know, musicians to be able to, you know, to make a living and to get set up. So the opportunities are here, you know. So that's what I'm fired up about, Jay, man. I'm glad to see you.
That's exciting, man. I'm excited that you are here as well. You know, it was one of the most, when we say like, you know, community is one of the most important aspects of all of this, you know, that extends into the real life. I mean, you got to think like, you know, people like Turbo. I met Turbo at a conference, you know, Seeker B down in the crowd. I met Seeker B at a conference. You know, there are people that I have met in real life. Matthew's in the house. There are people that I have met in real life that I think, you know, like doesn't matter, you know, what you do in this ecosystem, in this space. You know, like there are people that I will forever communicate with because of, you know, us meeting and linking up here in this community. So important, absolutely important. I see Lil Diff in the house. What's up, my dude? And 74K. You guys got anything you want to add? Lil Diff, go ahead. What's up, my dude?
Hey, I'm doing well, man. Good morning, by the way. Turbo said this is the place to be, so this is the place to be, and I'm glad I'm here. Just trying to soak in some knowledge, but I do agree with everyone's saying. Definitely trying to get into that transition of, you know, actually applying ourselves and making something happen out of all this while the opportunity's here. So, like I said, I'll do a little listening if I feel like worth sharing, you know, anything I can help to the cause. But like I said, I just came here to support and hopefully learn something.
I appreciate you, man, and always welcome, especially a fellow crypto dad, dude. That one, I love yours. That one's cool.
Well, thank you, man. Appreciate it. It's my first actual mint.
Oh wow.
Not my first NFT I brought, but the first one I minted. So secondly, my second NFT. So, and it's the only thing I ever actually diamond hand. But they take care of me, man. Those really good community. Quiet right now, but those people take care of me.
You know, I think that's kind of an important thing to talk about. Is like we are seeing some communities that have, you know, it's not that they've gone radio silent, but it's a little bit quiet, right? That happens. If this is your first time in a build market, things go a little bit quiet. That's what happens, and that's why, you know, behind the scenes, usually a lot of stuff is happening behind the scenes. But you know, it doesn't matter. Like in when the bulls are in charge, when it's a bull market, you know, you could drop a press release, you could drop some news, you can have some crazy cool dev, you know, action or whatever, and that like significantly increases, you know, the buzz and what's happening in your community. Right now, that's very, very hard. So I think a lot of projects should be saving, you know, if you've got some really big things coming up, like save that until we have a little more attention in the space, because then it just it tends to fall on deaf ears, you know.
100%, and I guess that impulsive feeling. I see some projects they're just trying to push out new stuff, but there's a lot of projects in Crypto Dads where they're trying to play the long game. A lot of people don't know Crypto Dads just switch owners. 3 of their top holders took over the project.
Nice.
And they kept one of the owners as an advisor, and like you were saying, kind of like building and stashing and waiting for the proper time to, you know, to execute. But you know, I guess it's every project's finding the balance based on, you know, their stipulations and all that stuff. But no, absolutely, it's just I've noticed these next 3 months is really going to show who's been strategic, who's, you know, been on the ball, who's been building during the bear, and it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out. And I think I know that everyone usually says it's pretty cliche, but the people who've been putting in the work these last couple months, it's definitely going to show. I truly believe that.
Oh, 100%, dude. 100%. I mean, that's, you know, one thing that I learned from being in the space for now a couple cycles is that's it. If you just, you don't put your hand out right now, you put your head down and you build and you do the right things and you get yourself ready for when everything comes back, because then you don't have to ever put your hand out. It just comes to you. If you are here, you put in your time, you grind, you don't complain. You got to suck it up. Yeah, it's shitty. You know, starting a new YouTube channel in a build market sucks. I got 200 and like something subscribers. I went from a 50K channel to 200 and something, but it doesn't matter, right? Because I'm fucking building right now. And I know that if I just keep putting in the time and the effort, that will come, like it'll all work itself out. And so, I implore everybody, like if your strategy is starting to wear on you a little bit, or you're starting to get a little tired of, now the things have been good the last couple of days. Like, we've had 2 weeks of solid green action for Ethereum. I think yesterday we had our first red candle. That the salt levels can get a little, I think, high than they do, normally during the bear market or during the bull markets, excuse me. And so, finding ways to keep people positive and excited and moving things forward. That's the mission, right? Go ahead, Turbo.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, guys. If you could please, up in the Jumbotron, there's a link to the YouTube. Just tap on that. Go over there. Give Jay a subscribe. Give that a thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? That's the easiest way to be able to support, and it's free. So if you're enjoying yourself, if there's something that you're hearing that you like, just swing through and knock that out real quick.
I appreciate you, man. That's very kind of you. Let's see. Secret, Miguel, Crusader. Why are you here?
GM,
why
what's going on, man?
GM, sir, why are you in Web3?
Dude, to build communities, man, to build legions of people that are here to get digital freedom and true ownership in this world, man. In a world that's full of centralization and lies, I want to build something about truth and freedom.
That's awesome. I mean, and I think that a lot of people hopefully are after that same thing, right? Because we know, like, a lot of the news, and this is another thing that we've talked about in the space a lot, is the truth and providing positive, truthful messages, because we know what the mainstream media lies to us every single day, right? And so if we can get together, and we'll use the word again, community, if we could get together as a community and spread a positive but true message, I think that will end up being what brings more people into the space, right? Once we figure out that, hey, if we all have this same positive message, it's all gonna work out. If that makes any sense to anybody.
Yeah, dude.
No,
Like, so
definitely.
many people want freedom. So many people want, like, these things, but they just don't know how to achieve it, and they think it's impossible for me to achieve. But they see people on YouTube, right? They see content creators, and they're like, oh, these people are just like a different breed. They're just different, and they're really not. They're just normal people, right? When I first got into content creation, I jumped on TikTok, and I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just do this for fun, but it's never gonna be anything. And then, a year and a half later, or whatever it is, it's completely different, but it's grown out of control. And it's like, I was just a regular person, right? That just watched YouTube like everybody else. And the only difference between me and everybody else was I decided to sit in front of a camera and give my opinions and talk about things that I care about, talk ideologies, different cryptos, different NFT projects. That's the only difference. There is no big difference. Anyone can do this, and and you don't have to be a content creator to succeed in this space. You just have to join a community of like-minded individuals and be active on there, right? It's just about, as much as you put into it, you can get out of it, and you can literally build a huge community with tons of people that are building towards changing their lives, towards whatever their goals are. There's many different communities, many different goals in all these communities, and it can just change so drastically. Yes, it's small changes every single day. You're not going to see a drastic change from one day to the next, but if you stick with it and you stay active within these communities and you keep building, grinding, whatever it is that you're doing, you're going to see you're going to see the sum of all your work eventually come back, and you're like, wow, these last 2 years, look how drastic my life has changed.
That's a very, very fantastic perspective. I mean, if you've spent multiple years in here, you can say that same thing. I can tell you that my life has drastically changed from when I first got into crypto in 2017 to from 2017 to say 2020. That was a big leap, right? And then from 2021 to where we are now, another massive leap. I think 2023 is going to be massive, into 2024 when we hit another cycle. I think it's all how we build, learn, and develop and grow, personally, but also, as the community, as someone who can participate, with more people and collaborate. I think that's a fantastic idea too. Lil Diff, what's going on? I don't want your arm to get tired from having it up so long.
No, you're good. I'm just new to your space. I don't want to just start jumping in every conversation.
You're absolutely. It's total free form, man. If you got something you want to contribute, you'd never have to raise your hand. You can just jump right in.
All right, cool. And I wanted to go back to what you guys were just saying, bring me to like, why are you here? Like initially when I got into NFTs, and I'll have a point with this, I just checking it out, but the community and the inclusiveness, I think, kept me around. Not think, I know it kept me around. And I think when first people engage with NFTs or just, not crypto, but yeah, more on the NFTs, I think where that first perspective of community goes a long way from them. I was lucky enough to be in a community where people were showing me how to use Etherscan from the contract within the first 20 minutes of being there. And, I think that initial perspective changes a lot for a lot of people. And I don't know if this makes sense to people, but I like co-op multiplayer games. I don't like the single player games. I like my guy beside me. You need some ammo? All right, cool. Hold me down. I'm gonna run in this room and grab a loot box. And I think that analogy helps in Web3. Like I was on the phone with Turbo, I got this done. And this space is, it's not necessarily for everyone, and that's okay. Like, compared to like your in real life friends. And I think having those two realms just changes everything. And I think it's more subconsciously than something we see and react to. I think it just happens naturally. And for those reasons, I think why everyone's just so freaking nice. Everyone's like weirdly nice in Web3. They might even be assholes in real life. They're so weirdly nice here. And I think the environment does that to people.
That's a great perspective. I mean, it's an observation too that people are a little bit nicer here. Now, let me ask what you guys think. And I've said this before, and I think other people agree that there are we've got like maybe two pillars of people and like this is a general speaking, so there are obviously more than that, but we got two pillars of people in this ecosystem. We've got the straight up crypto people, and then we've got the folks that are here for NFTs, metaverse, that kind of stuff, right? Because listen, if you went to a lot of the conferences historically, crypto people are there. It's a little bit different. And I would think this last year at the Bitcoin conference, it was very apparent that is now it's an industry. It's not a movement, right? Whereas here, the Web3, air quotes Web3 movement is within that NFT and metaverse realm, right? And blockchain gaming, all that kind of stuff. So, with that being said, I think that the spirit of, what you were talking about lives within this Web3 realm versus, the traditional crypto system.
100%.
Let me see here.
I find them, positivity breeds positivity. I'm finding, you have all these positive people around. They're positive about everything that's going on. They're positive about their lives. They're positive about the position that this is going. I mean, let's be honest, it's caused a little bit of a mini bull run, a little bit. I'm not talking like anything too crazy, but I'm saying it's caused a little bit of a pump for sure.
Yeah, I think that, it needs it too, that excitement. Go ahead.
I just jumped in here. You guys don't know me. I know very few of the members of the community, 50 ETH, Avid, few members that I do know. I got into the NFT crypto by a sheer fluke. A friend of mine gifted me my first apocalyptic ape, and I got hooked. But the reason I wanted to interject and just speak real quick, I don't know if you guys have seen it. Everybody's giving mad shit to Web3 and blockchain. It's never going to go anywhere. It's not going to do anything. It's Ponzi scheme. I don't know if any of you guys have seen, but Lowe's Home Improvement has now set up new security systems in all of their power tools and equipment. And this equipment and power tools is now connected to the blockchain. If this equipment is stolen from Lowe's, the equipment cannot be used. It has to be activated through the blockchain, and you can actually check for yourself before you buy the equipment that if it is stolen or not able to be used. So I don't know if anybody has seen that. Like I said, you guys don't know me. I just wanted to just put that out there. But it's nice to see that there are big corporations that are finally trying to actually jump onto this because they do see the benefits that blockchain does have to offer, security-wise, and being just completely anonymous. But you know, I'm in Web3 because I was gifted the opportunity, and I have found that the community, regardless if you're here for crypto or NFTs, the community is an awesome fucking community, especially the guys that are here for the NFTs and the artwork. You guys are just, it's just an outstanding community all together.
I love that. And while you were talking, man, I looked that up because I hadn't heard about that. Yeah, so Lowe's sells power tools that won't work if they're stolen, as retailers take increasingly desperate measures to prevent theft. A couple little quick hits from that article. And if you are watching on the YouTube or on the Twitter stream, you can see I got the article pulled up. But Lowe's is combining RFID and blockchain technology to ensure stolen products are rendered inoperable. The move comes as theft has ballooned into a nearly $100 billion problem for the retail industry. Home Depot also instituted a very similar initiative in 2021 to sell power tools at the point of sale activation. And so what it looks like is they use a lot of Bluetooth technology. So once that, I think, you know, if you've been to Home Depot or Lowe's, I think that you understand, like when you get to the register with a certain product, you know, especially if you check out yourself, like it makes like a loud beep when you go over the thing. So I assume that's at that point, that's the system saying, scoop, we scanned you in, you're good to go. That's really interesting.
I just wanted to say that they actually push that in their thing. Like, and the thing is, you can adjust like the power and everything else through this like app that they have, and it's Bluetooth connected. So I've seen that already before. That's
awesome. See, like once that to me is so fascinating, right? Like now, you know, blockchain is being used and nobody knew it. Nobody's paying attention to it. That's going to be when mass adoption happens, when people are using this technology, you have no fucking idea that it's happening in the background, whether it's transactional, whether it's security, whether it's power tools. Once you're using blockchain and you don't realize it, that's when true mass adoption is happening. I love that. Thank you for
quick plot twist though.
Yeah.
How soon are we going to start putting these blockchain technologies into electric cars and then be, you know, stopping cars from moving if you, you know.
It's already happening.
Yeah, I think you can do that with Tesla, can't you?
No, it's already happening. You can do that with Tesla, but the NFT thing for cars, that's already happening too. Ford already has that technology.
There's a lot of things.
Yeah,
I remember
another...
Saab, you know, Saab is doing all of their maintenance records on the blockchain.
And Lamborghini has it to where the NFT is actually in your phone and your key fob.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm going to say, because I'm actually like I'm on Ferrari's whitelist for their NFT project they're getting ready to come out with.
Don't you have to, because that's that same thing where and it was like DeLorean was the same thing, like having the NFT gets basically like whitelisted to purchase the car, right?
Yep.
If anybody got a chance to see that, now they didn't have the car at the conference. Where that was at Miami. Which conference was that? Man, we've had so many of those fucking
I don't know, but
year.
I saw the car and it looks fucking incredible.
Incredible. I don't know how much it
like
is.
Like a real, oh dude, it's gonna be stupid amount of money.
Are you talking about the new DeLorean?
Yes. Oh
like,
my god.
It's like $500,000 or something. I don't know.
It's got to be something dumb.
I'm gonna look at.
My question is, though, is it going to be made out of stainless steel again? Because if not, it's not a true DeLorean.
It probably will be. So they do.
Let's go.
The same.
145 expected to cost about 145K. It'll be hit the roads in 2024. Yeah, what is it going to be made out of? Oh, it's in San Antonio, huh? That's where the headquarters is.
Yeah.
All electric, 4-seater, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. It doesn't say in this article. It doesn't say what it's built out of. Interesting.
They got to rival the Cybertruck, man.
Dude, let me ask you guys a question. The Cybertruck. That to me is probably one of the ugliest looking vehicles I've ever seen.
Absolutely, 1000%.
The was it the Nikola Badger? That was a much better looking truck. Now I don't think.
Oh yes.
That thing is not going to ever come to fruition. I think that company had a hard time with something. But I think that the Cybertruck is a terrible looking vehicle. It looks like it's, you know, a death machine, right? Like if you hit somebody head on with that sharp of a point, you're just going to slice right through them like a knife.
Oh yeah, it's going to be like hitting it with a rhino tusk.
Like, you know, it's got sharp angles.
It's like someone made aerodynamics truck.
You know, that thing's got a flat front end on it. You know, it's just a big windscreen. It's no different than a semi pickup. if you're gonna, I do like the Ravenol now. The Ravenol is a pretty good looking truck.
That is the other. You know what? That so when I was driving back, we went. My family went down to Disney for like the week after Christmas, over New Year's, and on our drive back, I saw one of those things ripping up the highway. That thing does look badass. I had to have my wife look at it because I didn't know what it was. I said, "What was that truck that just drove by us? You got to look that up." And then we looked it up and read all about it. Yeah, that thing looks really cool. Way, way better looking than the Cybertruck. 100%.
You know, especially that 3-axle one.
Dodge is getting ready to release a new all-electric 1500, and it looks very good, clean.
Interesting. Now, do we think like we're talking about Web3 and all that stuff and blockchain, and there are some vehicles that they are connected. Like, is there any timeline you think until it's because you got like some countries that are saying like you have to have an electric vehicle by 2040 or whatever? Do you think at some point like like what somebody was saying a second ago that all of our vehicles will be on the blockchain, and at that point like they are controllable, and maybe that will erase traffic? Is that a thing?
I think that's the goal. I think the goal is to make all the cars electric, to make them trackable, so that the minute you step on a line, they can shut your vehicle off, right? Imagine you're on a car pursuit, right? The cops are chasing after them. They're like, hey, just shut that vehicle down. Right? Instant shutdown, go get them. I'm sure at some point, maybe there's going to be some, local hackers that can go around that system and, whatever, because there's always something like that. But I think that's the main goal, is to have cars controllable. Eventually, when they have full automation of the cars, and the cars can completely self-drive, it will somewhat eliminate traffic. Because
I think Tesla's already been hacked. I think
Tesla's been hacked.
Now, my problem with that now, talking about cars that are on the blockchain and are trackable, is the fact that the whole point of crypto, the whole point of NFTs was to decentralize. So we're kind of giving up something for another something, if that makes sense. We're going to give up a little bit of privacy for a little bit of security
and convenience. I think that's something that we have to fight through that every single day. I mean, think about when you travel. I've done Clear, right? I gave up that privacy for convenience because they scan my eyeballs and I go right through. I don't have to take my shoes off. I don't have to take my laptop out. Same thing with like the TSA stuff. But Clear is that one step. It's the biometrics. But because now, and it's starting to back up, so I got to start thinking about what's the next move so that I can get ahead of the curve. But for the last couple of years, like I could just stroll to the airport, go right through Clear, and walk right to the plane. Like I don't have to be there 2 hours early like most people are. Now, if you're checking bags, it's a little different. But when you're doing a lot of just conference travel, you got the bag on your back or a carry-on or whatever. So it's been absolutely convenient. Same thing with our iPhones, right? We are all sacrificing our privacy for the convenience of being able to communicate. That's the trade-off that we have to understand, that we do that, even as people that are in this damn the man crypto system, like we do sacrifice a lot just to keep going on with normal society stuff.
Yeah, but we gotta draw the line somewhere at some point. If not, like I forgot who was saying about the vehicles, right? We are if your vehicle is fully controllable, and you have all these other things in your life that are fully controllable. Like a lot of people put a lot of smart devices in their house, right? They have all these smart bulbs, smart TVs, smart fridge, right? All that stuff is tracking you. All that stuff is gathering data about you. They're just building a whole profile on you. They're listening to all your conversations. Everything's being recorded. It's like, and it's all for, like you were saying, for convenience. I think at some point we need to draw a line somewhere on how much convenience we want versus freedom and privacy, because if not, we're spiraling into this crazy world where it's gonna be a deeper spiral than the debt spiral in the United States, and that's gonna be tough enough already to crawl out of. Yeah. We're definitely in trouble.
Well,
what if one day you get a traffic ticket, you forget to pay the traffic ticket? We're all guilty of it, I'm pretty sure, at one point in time. You go get into your car to go to work that morning. Your car recognizes Joe Smith's in the vehicle, runs through the system. Joe Smith's got a warrant for his arrest for unpaid traffic ticket. Next thing you know, your car locks you into the car and drives you straight to the police department and holds you hostage in your vehicle until a police officer arrives, and then it unlocks the door and you are removed from your vehicle.
That's fucking
Yeah, but,
100%.
but the thing about that though, guys, is that there's also going to be a ton of technology that would prevent you from getting that, like from getting to that point. You know what I'm saying? Like to get to that extreme, you know, there's going to be a lot of other safeguards that'll kind of prevent that. You know, for me personally, like, you know, if you are afraid, or you know, if you don't want to take on the risk, then just don't use the products. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have to use these things. There's other you know, forms and things that we can do. And so I think it's really a personal choice for each person. You know, for me personally, I don't care if you watch my cameras. I don't care if you listen to my phone calls. I just want the best deal as soon as I can get it. You know what I mean? And I trust it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm gonna do my own research, but you know, for me, it's like I know that what I'm doing is on the up and up, and anything that I'm doing, like, you know, they're not worried about me. I'm so small in the chain, so I would rather have the convenience rather than, you know, being worried about, you know, them seeing me naked or something.
Hello, Lisa.
Hi, great conversation. I just wanted to jump in really quick because I understand you guys are talking about them having control over you. And I think a couple of people talked about, you know, hey, the point was for us to be decentralized, but when we hold our own keys and we hold our own data, and that's really the point of Web3. And so when we find the true Web3 solutions, they won't have those controls over us. We'll have our own data. Part of the thing, somebody was mentioning the Home Depot and Lowe's NFTs. That's because people would have their tools and stuff, and you know, that's someone's you know, way to provide for their family, their, you know, their lifeline, and their job, and then they get those tools stolen. Well, if those could be disabled, and the owner of those tools could be proven, then you retain those keys, not the company, not Lowe's, not Home Depot, but the true owner. So the true owner of the car, you, the person with the keys. So it's not so much about the company having power over you, but you showing ownership of. That's where when the artwork and all the NFT craze came out, I mean, I know it was great for adoption and really got the word out, and, you know, number go up always gets people's attention. But now we're really seeing the true, like, healthy use case with these. You know, this is going to change the way contracts are done. This is going to change the way people buy homes. Mm-hmm. And this may get rid of lawyers. Yay.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Lisa, that's a fantastic point. And, you know, I think that is one of the conversations that we need to have more. Yes, the PFP aspect of what NFTs are, it's cool. We're having a lot of fun. And that's, like, you know, helping us learn how to build the community, or you know, helping us learn the aspect of digital ownership and how to store for our own stuff, or how to, you know, protect and keep our own things. And so I absolutely agree with you that, you know, the future of what NFTs are is absolutely insane to where we are right now. And it will be so beneficial to society. You got to think about that. Like, if instead of a receipt at the store, you just get an NFT dropped into your wallet because of how the POS systems connect. And then, like you said, you unequivocally can prove that, yes, those tools were mine, and yeah, give them back to me if they get stolen.
Yeah. And you can disable it, like they said. Then, you know, you have that kind of remote access and power. So anyway, great conversation, and
thank you for
keep it up. I subscribe to your channel, and I'm going to share it and talk about it on my show today as well. So
cool.
Keep up the great.
Come on sometime. Let's do a chat and let's catch up, because you and I have known each other for many years, and would love to just actually formalize a conversation and a catch up. I think that'd be fun.
I would love it. That sounds great.
Excellent. Well, I'll
like you guys were saying, the NFTs, in my opinion, were a big proof of concept. Mm-hmm. They, like we were just saying, you know, Lowe's, Home Depot are now starting to use this technology, use this information that we've been playing with for a couple years now. You know, we were the proof of concept. We were the test dummies. We all spent money into something to prove that the system works, that it's a viable system, that it's got security purposes. It's got all these benefits that it can do. And like you were saying, and the young lady was saying, if your power tools are stolen, they can shut it off. You pull out your phone, you pull out your little NFT for your DeWalt serial number 123. Boom, here's my NFT officer. Here's the proof that I own it. Or here's, you know what I mean? So it's a great concept. The NFTs, I think, were just the introduction to prove that this is a viable technology.
Yeah, it's we're participating in the beta test, if you will. Building Time Inc. Go ahead, get your hand up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was just gonna, answer into the question. Like, I'm currently plan to go to Miami for the Quantum Miami thing, where like they did like a lot of releasing of a lot of the coins that kind of like came to stage, and I think founder ETH actually was out there, for to introduce Ethereum to the Miami community, and as well as Web3 basically, and having decentralization. But when it comes to this, I think the main, as we're in this beta test, and we're actually being the building of the infrastructure which we're creating. Education is is a extreme important issue, because a lot of user error is the cause of a lot of people being frauded, or frauded or scammed or whatever. And that I think that is something that we're looking really close at, for securities and how to kind of protect people of, like, when they pass away, like how are they going to be able to transfer that ownership to their family, And I got into Web3 because years ago we did a project, Rainbow Rolls, when we came into the pandemic, and it was toilet paper rolls. It's a PFP project, and we raised up to $7 million to help to relieve medical debt for people who are in the whatever that pandemic really was, like and those use cases that help to create the use case, for us to sit there and actually build off of, and show that this is not only is it something that will help humanity in regards to like the stuff that we did with we helped 1,000 families at least, when they got checks in the mail that said that, hey, your medical debt was relieved by this project, and it's anonymously, so you don't know who actually was the people who were contributing to that to that help, for all them families, and I think that's the reason why I put myself in this position where, I created Lady Day DAO, which is to help educate, help to influence, and help to bring about a change in the equality that we see when you look into a room and you don't see the representation of women and minorities in there, and it's just to help for education purposes, and what Web3 is the definition of, in my perspective. That's what I positioned myself in Web3 about like 3 years ago with like I said, that project right there, as well as a lot of other projects that I'm working on. And I do a little bit of gaming, and I'm an artist myself, so and I think that if you listen to a lot of previous people in the past, rest in peace Nipsey Hussle, but like he kind of like put it out there, to understand that this new this new movement that we're currently in is a creators movement of ownership, and that new model that which we're creating by being the creators of content which we are providing, and taking out the middleman, that right there alone is a strong reason why, as an artist, I've been in here for so long, and continue to keep on building. I've helped to design my maps for games, for like Battle of Evermore, which we play every Saturday. Like stuff like that is what I see is the purpose of Web3. And thank you for being entrepreneur in the space and actually making your voice be heard, and having the space, JChains, and everybody who's in here, doing what they're doing. Chris, I see a lot of people in here I know, and I appreciate everybody for everything that they're doing to help contribute to what we are to see in the future.
Oh man, I love that. A couple things. One, RIP Nipsey for sure. And two, thank you for coming in and saying what you did. I think that it's really important. There's a couple things to unpack, in my opinion, from what you just said. One, succession planning it's absolutely very important. Everybody that is in this community, in this ecosystem, you are part of crypto, blockchain, all that. We're early. We're all going to make a shitload of money if we don't fuck it up, right? So make sure that if you want to say something happens to you and you got family members or you got friends that you want to have your crypto, you just need to have a plan put together so that that shit doesn't just go to waste, right? Unless you want to be part of a token burn. So make sure that you have some kind of succession plan in place for yourself, for your crypto, your NFTs, all that stuff, so that if there are people you want to take care of, you get the chance to do that. And the other thing that I want to talk about, I think this is a very, very important aspect of maybe where the direction of Web3 and projects are going, and it is that community engagement and social impact stuff. The projects that are coming out now, I think that that may be the mold moving forward. I think it kind of has to, right? Because a lot of us stand to make a lot of money in this industry, and then what are you going to do with it? You got to do something good with it. And so I think if we start, because we're starting to see the projects now that are really starting to focus a lot on social impact and kind of how working with our community to bring that into the world, that to me that's the biggest opportunity, because it helps people feel good about themselves. You can feel good about yourself knowing that you are helping a cause like Turbo. You're part of the Royal Dreads. You're like, they're trying to end sex trafficking. I mean, if that's not, if you agree that ending sex trafficking is a big thing, hop into the community, be a part of it. Like, learn how you can participate to eradicate that from this earth, because that is a fucking disaster if that's something that we're still talking about. There are so many social impact projects that can make a massive difference in this world. We just need more exposure, and we need more people to get on board with it. It can't just be about number go up. It can't just be about greed. It cannot just be about the money. We have to figure out how to help people.
Dude, 100%.
Yeah.
So when are we building the Web3 Illuminati to protect the ethos?
I think we already are. I think it's already started, whether we know it or not.
Yeah, that's what Bitcoin started out for, is that started what, 12, 15 years ago almost. Like,
2008.
that's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of how this kind of evolved into, and as it evolved, we're here, right here today. That's why, everybody you see up in here right now in this room, I would advise people that if you have the abilities to, friend them, DM them, or even, look on their page and share the things in which they have on their page, because, that those right there are the small things that you can do in regards to showing that that you care about those causes. And I have another cause coming up in this year that I'll be trying to help to eradicate more issues in the world, and I hope that people are a part of the movement in which we are creating.
No, most definitely. No, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the social impact aspect. With the Royal Dredge, we are a social impact entertainment NFT. But the thing is about social impact is that when we talk about cryptocurrency and Web3 and the powers that we have here, and people are like, oh, it's a Ponzi scheme, it's fake, they're money laundering, there's drugs, all this stuff, right? Well, when we do these social impact missions, that's what gives us the proof, right? To go out and say, hey, this isn't just, there might be players that are doing that, but there's also players that are here and leaders who are really making a difference. With the Free the Girls project we're working on right now, we collect lightly used bras. 150 to 200 of those bras get boxed up, and they get sent to these women who have been victims of sex trafficking. They take those bras and then they create businesses, inside of their organization, which then protects them because they only deal with other women. And so it sets up this whole line. Then we take it even further than that. That 85% of the women who've been through the program, now own homes and land. They're now they're established inside of their communities. That's the stuff that's the impact that we're having. We work with Abolish, which ends modern day slavery. So these kids who are put into these work conditions and they're losing limbs, once they lose that limb, they're no longer an active member of their society. They get outcasted. So we work with the Abolish Foundation to go and help to get them prosthetic limbs, so they can be active members. And so all of that collectively, right? That's what we're here for. Yeah, we're creating an anime series. We're doing some other things, where we do the Web3 stuff as well. But at the end of the day, it's like the impact that we have on the world is what will give the value to our projects. And that's one thing that communities and NFT projects have to start realizing, that each and every one of us truly hold the keys to the value of what Web3 is.
Love it. I absolutely love that, man. And it doesn't matter, guys. Like, I'm a degen. If you're a degen, great. It doesn't matter like what we like to do in this industry, in this ecosystem. I could sit up all night, trade NFTs, leverage trade at 100x. It doesn't matter. Hearing these stories and learning about projects that are trying to make a difference in the world, if that doesn't like get you motivated to be part of this industry or this ecosystem, if that doesn't drive some kind of force inside of you to participate and to help someone out that might be in a shitty situation, where by buying an NFT gives you access to figuring out how to help somebody in some way, shape, or form. If that doesn't move you, what the fuck does? You know what I mean? Like, we can all be DJs at the end of the day, but we got to learn how to fucking help some people.
And what's so crazy is like the number one place that the brawls go to is Mozambique. And, that's one of the poorest countries in the entire world, like completely left barren. If we uplift from the bottom, it's only going to benefit everybody across the entire spectrum. And two, like the thing is that we don't only just focus on that, right? Like, it's everybody's social impact, right? Like, this month is Sex Trafficking Awareness Month. We are having a mega space next Wednesday. I'd love to invite everybody out for that at 9 p.m. Eastern time. But bigger than that is that we have the ability to come together, put the brightest minds all together, and get little pieces from each and every one of us that we're passionate about. That's how we make change. We talk a lot about communities, but I think it's kind of that time, 2023, to start talking about tribes. And then we need to take it to the point that you can be a part. Like, the tribes don't have to battle each other, right? A tribe is just the place where you most fit in, and you should be able to move from tribe to tribe, right? Because the tribe, there's certain people inside of it that have different jobs and roles, and that's for the greater good of everybody. So I think moving 2023, it's kind of more, we need to get into our tribes and start identifying from that aspect.
2023, year of your tribe. Find your tribe.
2023, baby.
Oh shit, Granny popped in. What's up? Good morning,
oh my
Granny.
gosh, Granny.
I like when...
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm just cooking some eggs over easy, baby.
Granny, do you like dipping your toast in the runny egg juice?
Oh yeah, and I since eggs are so expensive right now, I bought them happy eggs, baby.
Oh, what's a happy egg? I've never heard of a happy egg.
Ooh, it's got like a deeper colored yolk. I think they massage those chickens over there or something. Pretty delicious.
You must be wealthy then, because I know eggs right now like out the roof right now. So you living in luxury. That's a blessing.
Yeah, man. I live in California, so this shit's expensive all year round, baby.
Oh yeah. I'm out here in California as well. I'm loving the all the raises and prices and gas and rent. Yeah,
Bro, I just
loving
went
it
to
out here.
Publix and there was no eggs. They literally didn't have eggs.
California's motto should be, California, we pay for your freedom.
Yeah, hey, Granny, do you have any Granny?
What's that?
I got bugged. I had a phone call. Sorry, Granny.
It's okay, baby.
Sorry, Granny. I keep getting phone calls there. I was just wondering if you had any NFT alpha for us.
Well, the only thing I can say, there's a couple projects I'm looking at right now. Hey, one, obviously, Granny's house, baby. Grandma Abe's Spa Club. You know what I'm saying? And then there's this another, the project you're in, Turbo. I like that project too. Social impact. That's what I'm talking about. And then we also have Star Dogs. I'm so excited about Star Dogs JChains.
Mm-hmm.
What you know about that, dog?
Oh, the Star Dogs NFT program. That one excites me too. So there's an actress, Hollywood actress. She's been in some of the movies that you guys know. Think about Anchorman. I think she was Paul Rudd's girlfriend in Anchorman. and then a couple other ones. But that besides the point, that's just to let you know who she is. Yeah, she's doing an NFT collection called Star Dogs, and they are 3D hyper realistic dog people body things. Super cool looking. And so we do a Twitter space with her and the team every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. That usually lasts for, hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. And then afterwards, myself, Fully Voxed, Chris, and Carmen Crypto, along with Darcy and her team, we run a little educational training session on Saturday afternoons. So if you know anybody that needs a little intro into blockchain, NFTs, and crypto, send them our way.
Did Mama give her a bottle?
Oh, and Granny, I did hear about them Star Dogs. That there's some different attributes that will get you some pretty special things, like a microphone. There's like a collar, and you can like be a part of like some film projects. And I heard some really good alpha on that project.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So,
go ahead.
We're trying to change the film game. So, like, this is Darcy's attempt at bringing Web3 into the actual film industry, because she's got a lot of pull, she's got a lot of contacts. I mean, I haven't seen any celebrity in the space go on all these news channels, talk about crypto. Like, she's been all over the place. She's on ABC all the time.
She just did a Forbes.
Yeah. She's got another one behind the scenes that she should be on pretty soon that she was super excited about. Like, she's actively trying to be a beacon for the crypto communities. And I think that's very important that we get people like her that actually want to spread the positivity of crypto around versus the negativity. Because, like, for instance, they had her talking about Sam Bankman-Fried and stuff, but then she was able to talk about, her project and what she's doing in the space, which is very important, because I feel like the news portrays crypto really very one-sided. It's almost like watching our politics when I watch the news on crypto. It's pretty crazy, because they don't get to see these beautiful communities we're building here. They don't get to see this. They're not over here looking at what we're doing this morning, talking about social impact. Like, who the hell is talking about social impact outside of crypto? Because none of my friends are talking to me about, oh, let's go do this and raise money for this cause and do all these things. I wasn't really introduced to that until I got into crypto. And it really makes me want to get more involved in it. And this is the kind of stuff that we need the people to see. This is the stuff that we need the outside looking in going, oh my God, like, these guys are raising money for really good causes. And I get an NFT out of it, and a little badge of courage that shows, what I put money into. Like, I think this is really important that we have celebrities like her doing that. And I'm super excited to be like a part of this project with her and see where it goes and see the film. And, we've had people see the script for the film she has coming. She's got a film coming that they're going to start shooting, within a few months of, the mint out and everything like that. And it's truly amazing. Like, yeah, I'm super excited for everybody to see what's going on with that project. But yeah.
And it's definitely important. It's definitely important to state too that that the NFT mint is not relying. That movie is not relying upon the mint.
Right.
Yeah, actually, so it's funny because they never said that, right? And that was one of the questions I asked them. I was like, hey, so, like, one thing I have is, like, are you guys going to get this movie no matter what if this collection sells out? Because, no collection is guaranteed to sell out in these market conditions. I mean, the only thing I see selling out most of the time is pre-mints or things that are within the circle of moonbirds and all that stuff, right? All those same investors. So it's really difficult for projects, especially this project's like just it's under $1,000, but they haven't released the actual price yet. But sometimes these projects have a tough time minting, and that was the first question I asked. Hey, like, is this like, are you guys doing this movie no matter what? And they said yes. So that I liked, because sometimes these projects are all dependent on the mint out, and this one's not. So,
hey, Fully. So let me ask you a question. What we're talking about today is why you're in Web3, and one of the things that you had said, just a second ago was, how we were talking about the social impact stuff, and that really excites you. That being said, what brings you here to Web3? What is the true, like, the most exciting or fascinating thing of why you're here in this industry and ecosystem?
Listen, I'm not afraid to say it. I think of myself as a leader, right? I got people that look up to me and the things that I say. I got people watching my wallet and the things that I say. Don't be afraid to stand up and say you're a leader, all right? Because you are. If you think you are, then you are, right? So for me, I'm looking at this industry and I'm like, man, it's so early. I've never been a part of something like so much in its infancy, other than like a product or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this being it so much in its infancy, I'm like, I feel like I have a calling in me telling me like, hey, you need to be here. You need to make sure that this industry has leaders like you, and you need to inflict change around you to the people. Because when I came into crypto, there were so many people with this negative mindset of trying to rug people and do all these things. Well, that's a lack of leadership, right? That's a lack of people showing people the right way when they came into this industry. So we have a responsibility to make sure that when people are coming into this space, they come in the honest way, and they try to make money the decent way, instead of launching projects and rug pulling people and things like that. So I think that, between you, me, Turbo, Chris, Carmen, Daniel Moncada, all of us, like, we have this responsibility to make sure that we're trailblazing, we're leading the pack. Like, if the things that we're associated with are trustworthy things, or docs founders, all those kind of things, like, I truly believe in all of that, and that's why I'm here.
I love it. And one of the things we got to make, and you had said something there a second ago, and I truly understand this too, is people that don't belong in the space are also the ones that take advantage of other people. We've seen that. We know that there are people in the space that love to take advantage of people, whether it's they take advantage of their insecurities, or they dangle that carrot with no expectation of actually throwing money their way. Finding ways to get rid of those kind of people in the space is also something that is a mission of mine, and why I'm here at this particular moment.
You mean the pretenders?
The pretenders.
Yeah, we'll get those fucking pretenders out of here. Don't worry. The industry will rug them eventually.
Yeah, I think a lot of times with the way the market goes, like the last like couple of months has been, we've gotten a lot of people out of here, because they're not they're not building still. I know DJs from Miami, matter of fact, that I talked to a couple of days ago, and they was like, "Oh, I'm not getting into it, because of FTX and what he's saying." Man. But like, I think, honestly, we needed that in order for us to have some kind of transparency in what we were doing in here, and what the what the real rewards of the people who are really out here doing. I remember Darcy in Vegas when we went out there for and even before then, but like I've been around Darcy for a while, like a couple different events, but like I think that like these projects that we're actually creating the use cases and actually having the real impact, not only social impact, but like environmental impact. I have a project that comes out that we use solar energy for helping the data storage, and that along with a lot of things that I've been currently working on. I think those are the projects and stuff like that are going to be needed for us to show those use cases and actually have those foundation building blocks of this new era that we're currently in right now. So I look at it as like, for all the people who aren't actually building and who are not out here for the the ethos of the space and how we have been, like we started a lot of these things like a couple of years ago in Clubhouse and different social media platforms that we got on, and with a lot of even the Ace projects, stuff like that. Like, I remember them being in Clubhouse and getting kicked out. So, it's just saying that is, just saying that this ain't for everybody, but for the people who it is for, and people who stick with it, they get they see what happens with the end product, and that's that's regard to the art that we do, that's regards to the impact that we have on the community that we're around. I'm a mental health advocate as well as a patient, you know, so having the ability for me to be even on the stage right now, you know, I appreciate it, you know, and being around Darcy a lot of times that I've been around with her, you know, and being able to have the ability to actually connect with these people in real life, and you know, Chris down there, you know, as well, you know, and like, you know, having yeah, yeah, to connect in real life, you know, that right there, you know, is a powerful thing in itself, you know, in order for us to be able to help with mental health, you know, and I think that's one of the main things that we're gonna have to, you know, focus on a lot more too, as well as we keep on going on, because you know, people are being from the last 2 years of being in the pandemic, you know, we created a Lady Day Dow had a couple of their members create a project with Kane Mayfield. A lot of people who part of, you know, Lady Day Dow, you know, that have been doing projects on their own, you know, based on them reaching out to the community. And he has a hands project that helped for kids, the kid workers and stuff like that, and to help sex trafficking.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. And I think, you know, something that you had said early on was, you know, even, you know, we're talking about social impact, but even like environmental impact. I've seen metaverse projects that, you know, they plant a tree for every NFT you get, or if like you buy the tree for the game, they plant a tree in real life. I mean, there are all sorts of really cool things that are happening, you know, not only in our digital lives, but in the real world in conjunction with it. I think it's absolutely fascinating.
That is great. If you relate to what I'm about to say right now, I want you to put an emoji up. Like, when I think of Web3, I came for the money, I stayed for the community. If that's the way you feel, let me get some emojis down there, because I feel like that's so true for most of us, right? We came here wanting to make money because maybe somebody told us, hey, you could buy these NFTs and make it, or coins or whatever you came in, right? But I think 9.9 of us stayed for the community, because that's why we're here still in a builder's market. The community is the whole reason why we stayed, and we want to see it last. And, you know, I think, man, after listening to people in here talking about what brought them in and why they're here and the things they're in, like, this is the whole entire reason of why we were all here, have this conversation here today.
Absolutely. I love it. GM Carmen?
I just wanted to say something real quick. I just wanted to say, you know, it takes zero crypto to be a decent fucking human being in this world.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? If community is what I like, community is what we need. And I think, you know, we should follow everyone up here, and everyone should follow back. And we should all get together, because I love what everyone's saying, and what everyone's saying is important to us.
100%, Michael. I absolutely agree with you. Carrie, GM, and Carmen, GM. Some new additions up to the speaker panel here.
GM. Oh, I love the conversation. Well, we spoke to MetaChains last night on the Grandma Ape Spot Club, Grannies After Dark, and MetaChains says everything's okay in the future. DAOs took over. We ain't fighting over shit.
Yeah.
Well, I love that last night.
I did a fun little bit where I put on one of those AR filters, and I was MetaChains. Came from the future, and to let you guys know that
you was MetaChains.
Oh wait, no, I didn't mean that. MetaChains came from the future and provided a message that, you know, I think it was from the year 3025 or something, that we no longer have governments, that now we have governance DAOs. And that's how everything gets accomplished. So we have no wars, we've got no problems. We settle things as a community versus, you know, some centralized, greedy individuals that have been elected or have bought in elections, depending on how you look at it. So that, and something about Ethereum is the only crypto that had ever survived on a transactional basis. Now we've got some other ones like Cardano that made it, that survived, but I think he said something about how Bitcoin went away like the Model T, something to that effect. I don't remember.
JChains, that sounds more like a wet dream than a prediction, but I like it.
Oh, we were having a lot of fun. Yeah. To you know, all jokes aside, all that, guys, we do you know, with the Grandma Ape Spa Club and what we're doing with When Media, we are adding in Twitter Spaces all day throughout the weeks, but specifically at 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific. We do the Grannies After Dark, and that is, man, we have so much fun. We laugh. It's not a show for children, so if your children in the room, don't let them listen.
When's the next Granny Space?
What is today? Today is Thursday, so we
Thursday.
don't have. So,
Thursday. Shit.
Yeah, so there's no afternoon because we'll do usually like a more family-friendly show at 5 p.m. Eastern, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then every day, Monday through Friday at night is the late night one. So the next Granny Space is tonight for Grannies After Dark, but then tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern is the Granny's Power Hour, where we get a chance to sit over at Granny's house and talk about what she's knitting on. Maybe tomorrow's Friday actually, so it's karaoke night. Oh,
let's go.
Hey,
I wanted to jump in
Jay.
on last space, but I missed it. I missed nothing, but I'll be there next space, dude.
Let's go.
Fly me to the moon and let me play.
It's a I love.
Oh,
Oh,
you you faked this out with and it's not hey I love what pops up now. It's a kid called. What's up, my dude? How are you?
Called Hey I Love, man. I'm doing well, man. I've just been chilling from like Twitter Spaces in our Cardano community because they've been botting. I don't know, they took out like 4 or 5 of my people's website. I mean Twitter. They took out 4 or 5 people's Twitter. So having to start from zero. Man, that's crazy. I don't know who would really do that. But people do what they do.
People do what they do.
So I'm just staying low key and staying sucker free. We got a saying in my neighborhood, staying out the way. So just staying out the way.
There you go. Don't cause any attention. Just sit there quiet. And a lot of people, we talked about that earlier in the show. A lot of people, a lot of projects are sitting quiet, not sitting, but they are quietly building in the background, that's one of the most important things that projects and people can be doing right now, because it doesn't matter if you wanted to be very vocal about what you're doing, you're not going to get much attention. That's just the way that these market cycles work. So build, put your head down, put your hand out later.
Dude, 100%. Does anybody have a granny that they're willing to trade for a secret soul? Question mark.
Oh.
I mean, I could. I got plenty.
Let's go. I'll trade you a few souls for a few grannies.
Yeah, I could.
There we go. See, look, this is community right here.
Well, Jay, that you with the grannies, that we're supposed to be giving out some grannies to some grannies. So I'm gonna go today. My grandma just got out of shoulder surgery, and so I'm gonna go over and spend some time with her. I'm gonna get her set up, and we're gonna get her hooked up with a granny.
Nice.
Oh, I love that. Plus, guys, don't forget, in less than an hour, we're gonna be hanging out with the Queens of Crypto, with my co-host, Mistress Money. And let me tell you, she always likes to threaten that she's going to take me to court to get child support because she needs to be buying some NFTs. So it ain't gonna be hard to get her to open up and buy a granny. She's absolutely gonna fall in love with you guys.
Oh, I'm super excited. Yeah. So today at noon, so in 50 minutes from now, there will be another space. Carmen, if you can, do you have a link to that you could post up in the tree for people to head on over to after this one?
Oh yeah.
Also, Turbo said something very important that we didn't even hit on too. So what Turbo was alluding to is we have a community wallet, and we bought up, because we came back and getting this project going again. We bought up the floor, a lot on the floor, and we bought some from our top holder. Owns like 400 of these things. He's been collecting them, and he's our huge whale. And we actually, I think I paid like almost $1,000 for this, but we actually got him a custom painting from somebody that paints PFPs and stuff. And you guys remember that old photo of like the dog sitting around the poker table?
Mm-hmm.
It's like kind of a famous photo. So what we did is he really liked poker, and he really liked the Dallas Cowboys. So we did the poker table with the grannies all around it, and then they had Dallas Cowboy cards on the table. And we had that sent to his house and everything. He says he hangs it above his fireplace. But then recently he got some health issues going on. I don't want to go into all of it, but he's sitting pretty bad right now, and he needed liquid. So when we came back, you know, we went into the wallet and we bought a half an ETH worth of his grannies, so that he could, you know, pay for medicine and things like that. Well, a lot of those grannies that we bought, those grannies are used to onboard grannies in the real world into crypto. So we're giving those out to free to get grandmas in to the space. So that's like one of our things. And then if we run out of grannies, then we'll start giving them to moms and stuff. But we really want to like help some grannies out there like get into this space and have something fun that's theirs, you know?
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. And getting people of all ages into this ecosystem is important, because that's part of the whole joke is, the whole entry to barrier, or the barrier to entry, especially with technology, might fall on, deaf ears for, older people or people in different generations. But the fact that we could sit down with them and explain some things and then give them a granny, come on, man, to me, that's cool. And that's another reason why we're here, is to just bring people in and share people. Like, if you have a good time being in this industry, in this ecosystem, why wouldn't you want to share it with somebody else that you love or that you care about or that could benefit from it? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just think one thing with that, I'm kind of cautious about, with grannies is not fully giving them all the information they need in order for them to be able to maneuver safely in these shark infested waters that we're actually working in.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I would always have a cautions about, because I look at it like this: if you bring somebody in the space, you're kind of responsible for what that happens to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like as a leader, what I've been doing this whole last 3 years and trying to help, adoption of what we're doing and do it in a concise way that actually gives people the ability to understand, not your keys, not your cheese, like having the understanding of not clicking links and all the other different like downfalls of actually being, if you can read the ether scanner, if you can understand how to code, if you understand, things like that, well, then, you have a step up on maybe other people, but it's actually giving it back to the community and the world in which we are doing consistently. That's what Web3 is about to me. It's actually people who are part of who we are aligned with in different. I'm a part of all different DAOs and communities, and the people who I'm aligned with in those communities and DAOs. The ethos of it is to actually, make sure that we are onboarding people and taking responsibility for the people we onboard, and so when they're, one of the first DAOs, one of the first communities I was a part of was the Crypto Punks. And so, just having that ethos of having the ability to give back and contribute and be a part of the whole this whole space, that's why, I go to, I don't know how many people go to Eat Denver, but that's one of the places where I've been at for the last 3 years, for learning and actually, spreading and being a part of multiple communities, because it's like, it's not only that you're at a specific place for, maybe a specific event, but you're also learning and being a part of other people who are building and people who are also trying to create that infrastructure which we're creating right now with the transparent transactions on the blockchain. and actually giving people, that ability to create with us. That's like that's why I love a lot of these events, like in a lot of these DAOs, like Spark DAO and stuff like that, like with them understanding how to do quadratic funding, and I think Kevin Owaki, like that, like people like him, like I appreciate those individuals who are real important and impacting in this space we're in. Go listen to the Green Pill, like stuff that you need to just always try to be aware of and be a part of is a major part of the space in which we're in, and it's a great thing.
100%, 100%. And I agree with you absolutely about, you know, the sense of responsibility, you know, not only for people that you bring in that might be part of your family, you know, people that you bring into the community, just in general as a whole. You know, as someone who's been a YouTuber and a content creator for several years, you know, that's something that, you know, that's a responsibility that I've never taken lightly. You know, I've never connected myself to a project where somebody could have gotten hurt because, you know, I promoted a project or talked about something that was total bullshit. You know, like there are things that we have to do in order to, you know, stay above a certain line and threshold. And again, is that responsibility that anybody that you talk to, you bring them in, you introduce them to this ecosystem. Yeah, you do feel responsible for, you know, what happens to them, because if you don't teach them the right thing, or if they click a link, I mean, it is not your fault, but you feel bad for it. Like you feel responsible, like, hey man, like I told you not to click links. Why did you click that link? Why did you click that Google ad? You know, like what happened to NFT God the other day. Like these are honest mistakes. I know that, you know, I lost my suicide stack. I lost my 1500 link and like 15 Ethereum several years ago because I clicked a link and I got wiped out, you know, and I knew better. I've been in this industry for a long time, but shit happens. But, you know, you still feel bad when that happens, and you still feel, you still have a sense of responsibility that you feel inside, you know, when things like that happen to people.
So you don't have to sign a transaction on Ethereum. You just click the link and your shit's gone.
No, it ain't that easy. No,
you gotta
I got
sign a transaction, right?
No, I got fished, and then I clicked a link to what. So this was around Christmas time a couple of years ago, and you know, it was one of those bullshit text messages that I had gotten saying, oh, you know, your Amazon tracking and all this stuff, and it came in early in the morning, so I wasn't really paying attention. Again, it was around Christmas time, so I was expecting a lot of packages to come in because, you know, we were buying stuff for the family, yada yada, all that stuff, and so I didn't even think twice about it, and I clicked it, and then by the end of the day, my wallet was drained. I had gotten completely fished. I think that's the right word.
Sheesh.
Well, yeah, I guess they was fishing.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, if you've been in this industry a long time and you haven't got rugged at all, I really wouldn't trust you.
It's like, I mean,
no, I got rugged. It's
part of the education.
It's a tad bit different. You know, you clicking on the link and losing everything. I mean, you know, that's a tad different. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and it's like it's such that we have to like you know, we have to explain this to people, like, yo, you know, put it on the ledger, because it just kind of makes people feel more uncomfortable. They spend 20,000-30,000 on the PFP, and then, you know, to be cool, and then all of a sudden they get wiped. That's crazy. And then fuck you, whoever's wiping them people, man. Like, really, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna come over here and do the bullshit? Come on now. Come on, and you're not gonna get away. I'm telling y'all, now that they get rid of all these anonymous siphon, you're not gonna get away with that shit. It's the blockchain, man.
It's a block. It doesn't lie. And that's, you know, and you know, back to one of the things that we were talking about earlier in the space today was, you know, the whole narrative and spreading that message of positivity and why people are here. That's one thing that that unwaverable is, you know, kind of built into me at this particular moment, is spreading this message of positivity that's happening here in the space, right? Because, like, you know, I talked about it before, you know, the mainstream media paints a very negative picture on this beautiful place that we participate every single day. This Web3 community is amazing. It is not negative. It is not bad. You know, these centralized entities, these greedy people, they are causing problems and this black stain on this ecosystem that we truly cherish and appreciate and are building. So it's like when someone talks shit about you, like, you know, you've almost got to stand up for yourself. And so that's what I think is the message moving forward was, you know, hey, let's not listen to what, you know, Yahoo Finance is telling you about, you know, the crypto world or the NFT ecosystem. It is alive. It is well. We are here every single day. I can tell you the conversations are fantastic. The people are collaborating. The community is very special. So what you read and what you see on news is completely different than what the actual reality is, because we're the ones who live it. So we should be the ones to be spreading that message. We should be the ones to promote this industry in a very positive way, because that's how we see it. That's how we live it. And that's how it is, you know, that's how I feel, at least.
Yeah, no, I split 100% of the way, you know, and that's like, you know, things are done in the dark gonna come to light, you know, and I don't really talk about a lot of things that I've done and stuff like that when it comes to, like, I've helped Penny Lane. I don't know if you know what that is. It's a 501(c). It's just a nonprofit organization founded in 1969, maybe. sounds like right, but it's just for abused teenage girls, you know, and I do that, you know, when I dedicate my services and I actually give them my time and stuff like that, you know, I try to go, you know, to these children and youth and families and actually, you know, provide, you know, mentoring and you know, talk about the you know, the transition from, you know, foster care and you know, those things that you do, you know, in the dark, you know, that they don't really, you know, get talked at or don't bring a light on. You know, I don't know, you know, I help homeless for, you know, for the toy drive giveaway that we did for Christmas, you know, and those things right there, you know, those help shed light on this this space and what we're doing. And, you know, I commend everybody who's out there and actually, you know, and making an impact and providing that infrastructure which we need in order for us to have the foundation to go forward.
Let's go. Let's go. I love it. Hey man, I appreciate you, and I know that you said that coming in. I'm going to throw you that follow back though, really quick. Coming in and chatting today and providing perspective. If it was your first time chatting in a space altogether, or if it was just this one, man, I appreciate you doing so. I appreciate the perspectives that you have. You've got wonderful opinions. This is a my space here. Web3 Breakfast is a. I want it to be something where people understand that it doesn't matter. Where you are in your journey in Web3 or crypto and blockchain, you are welcome here. You are welcome to provide your insight and your feedback and your opinions and all that stuff, because that's, this whole idea of building a community for the community by the community. That again, we keep talking about why we're here. And I think at the end of the day, the sum of everything that we've said is that, a lot of us came here for the revolution. We came here for the money. We came here because it was different, and maybe inside we all feel a little different. But when it all comes down to it, after you spend some time here and you boil it down a little bit, we are here for the community. We are here for each other. We are here to participate and build something that doesn't exist anywhere else. This ecosystem that we're building and participating in every single day, doesn't exist anywhere, guys. And so while it is fun to develop these relationships and network and grow, just keep in mind we are part of something that isn't happening anywhere else. And we are doing it. You are doing it. You're going to be in a really good position in a couple of years, as long as you don't capitulate.
Hey, you know what they say, man. You never realize you're making history. You're just doing what's right, right? And then fucking the books are written. You're like, oh my god, we made history. So I think typically that's the way the thing works. Like I think like if you look at when the country was founded and stuff like that, they were just trying to do what was right.
Yeah,
and made history.
Fully, you got something?
Yeah, that's that.
I don't know why I'm so used to muting and unmuting. I went to tell my Alexa to show me the camera, and I unmuted to say it, and I was like, "Oh, my bad."
Show me that they're gonna have Chat GPT doing all the analytics on the cameras here.
I'm being listened to by Amazon Alexa over here, and let me tell you guys, I like it.
Chat GPT is about to shut the game down. They're gonna have it so they can look inside of your refrigerator and be like, "Oh shit, man, you need some milk." You know what I'm saying? Gonna put the milk on the grocery list. It's gonna order it for you. You ain't gonna have to do nothing with Chat GPT.
That's already available, sir.
Yeah, those
That's
Samsung.
Yeah, I know. But is it placing orders for you?
No.
Is it creating the delivery time? Does it tell you what temperature you like it? Because that's what this Chat GPT literally is going. It's the new Google, man. It's beyond Google.
Yeah,
it really is.
I'm excited for life automation, making things easier. Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about that before. You got to trade privacy or some kind of sense of security or whatever for your conveniences. And to be able to run an automated house, you're going to have to do that. Same thing with the cars. I honestly, the moment I can have a vehicle where I sit in the back seat and I can work, I could sleep, it doesn't matter. My car takes me to where I have to go. I am ready for that. I have been road tripping I'm 40. I've been road tripping since I was a teenager. I've driven probably 1,000,000 miles, maybe even more in my lifetime, right? I am so ready to not have to drive. You know, like when we go up and see my family in Chicago, you know, like I drive the whole time. And so to be able to just sit in the back with my family, and if I want to play a game, if I got to work, if I just want to take a nap, it doesn't matter. Just wake up, we're at the destination. I am so ready for that.
Isn't that funny, man?
Same.
He's like, oh, I can't wait to get my driver's license. And then you start driving. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to drive. I was thinking about that on my 3-hour trip. I think it might have been damn near 4 hours from Miami up where I stay when y'all was in town. And I don't know what happened. It was bad traffic. I was like, man, I can't believe I used to be excited to get in traffic and just sit in a car. And I'm like, man, I'm like you, Jay. Please let me jump in something, give me the point A to point B without no interference and there safely. You know.
Yep, I've seen a couple like concept vehicles like that, where basically it is like almost like a little living room inside of a little pod, right? Maybe you can fit like 4 to 6 people in it, and there's like U-shaped seating, so you just get in like the back of a limo, and it just takes you where you got to go. I'm ready for that. I think that's super exciting. But that's not why we're here for Web3. I'm gonna get ready to shut this down, guys. I got to do some stuff today. Got a very busy Thursday. But before we do, is there anybody that wants to say why they're in Web3 if you didn't get an opportunity, if you're up on stage? And by the way, guys, anybody that is up here on stage, make sure you guys throw them a follow, and then hopefully we'll get some follow backs. Remember, we got to build a community, and there's only one way to do it, and that is to increase your network, and then it'll spider web from there, and that's the network effect. So does anybody have anything last to add into the conversation today before we run it out?
I just would like to say that if you enjoyed this conversation, if you took something away from it, that you learned something, definitely tap in at noon with the Crypto Queens, because they are freaking super smart, and you will get so much value. So definitely tap in to that at noon.
Love it. Jeb, what's up, my dude?
Hello, I've been listening the whole time. You guys are all amazing, ladies and gentlemen. But no, what
Is he speaking, or is he just saying he's away from the phone? Because somebody told me that on a particular chain, when someone throw their hand up, that means they're away from the phone. I was like, wow.
Wait, you can't hear me?
Thought about that.
We can hear you.
All right,
I can't.
No, I'm saying, yeah, that's why I said, is he speaking? Because I just seen with his hand up. All right, y'all.
Man. Oh my gosh.
Shut up.
I'm good.
Go ahead, Jeff.
But yeah, no. I mean, we're all here. I think definitely the community is the biggest reason. You know what I mean? I definitely came here wanting to make money, and then I met a whole bunch of awesome people in the middle of all of it. And I definitely think projects that have some sort of impact are what we all need to really focus on. It's cool to have a nice PFP and everything, but to buy an NFT that is going to help something, I think is a major plus. So Royal Dreads, you got it, and so just look out for that kind of stuff, and definitely your tribes. This year I'm all about getting people's phone numbers and actually staying in contact. Twitter Space is great, but I think we need to get a little more personal and figure out the direction we want to go in.
Oh, I love that, man. I think that finding ways to literally connect with people on a personal level, that only strengthens the bond, and you never know what comes out of it. Like for example, just by just happenstance, you run into a couple people in this industry, and then now, like for me in particular, with starting a business with people like Fully Voxed, Carmen Crypto, Chris D, and Daniel Moncada. I mean, like if you would have said to me a year ago, like, hey, this is the realm of possibility, I'd have said, I don't know about that. But the fact that we've gotten to meet each other in real life and build that synergy and, actually connect on that, on that level, it is truly amazing, and it is changing lives. And like, it literally has the opportunity to change your life if you just get involved. So yes, these Twitter spaces are amazing. I love it, but there is no substitute for in real life events. So Bill, you got your hand up?
Yeah, just talking about in real life events. If anybody's in Miami, January 25th, 27th, just DM me. I got a lot of things going on down there, and when we talk about community, like that's the birthplace of a lot of the things that we're doing on stage when we have these conferences. and that community was the North American Bitcoin Conference community. And so if that resonates with you with some of the things that we're trying to do, and the community that they have, and you want to join and be a part in, or even to network and come and like they have a lot of things that are happening. Like, I mean, DeLorean, I know that's some of the people I've talked to a lot of times in different expos, like the LA Expoverse. Yeah, but if you need, and if you pitch in any kind of projects, like it's a great place to be, where you can have more opportunities going forward. So if you in Miami, you want to make a pitch. If you have a project that you want to put on display for like the millions of investors and people who actually tune into the media part of that, come give me a DM, and yeah, I'll definitely be happy to keep on connecting with you. Thank you.
Tabit, absolutely, man. Thank you for joining the space today and providing a lot of valuable information and feedback and participation. I think that's one of the truly cool special things about what we're doing here. Fiddy just popped in the room. What's up, Fiddy? How are you today, man?
Good. What's going on with you guys?
Not too much. Just talking about what we're getting ready to wrap things up, but we're talking about why are people in Web3? Like, well, what brought you here? What keeps you here? That kind of thing. And a lot of the sum that we've talked about, it was the tech, the money, the revolution brought people here, but they stay for the community. What do you have what is your thought on it?
I just like to come here and get some poop passes and play video games all day.
I sold mine immediately. I don't have time to play video games. I'll take a 1.5 ETH for it, and if it drops down, maybe I'll get another one. But if not, hey, I took profits, right? It's free money.
I think there's more to it. I don't know. I really do. We'll figure it out. But I have a lot of friends that minted Bored Apes, and they were pissed off when they got the mutant juice. They sold, they fudded, they took a profit, and then later on they kicked themselves.
That's a good point. You never know. They historically have underpromised and overdelivered. So it's a good
not financial advice, but I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're basically asking like what 60,000 people to play video games and send them to their friends who are gamers, because I'm not going to play games.
Not only is it a video game, it's a video game derived out of buttholes.
You got to get the key out of the butthole. It's a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really into buttholes.
Yeah, it's Dookie Dash. Like they lost some people with that concept for sure. Like that, I've heard people talk about it. Like, what the hell kind of game are they about to put out with some doo doo?
But it does have a certain appeal to certain people that like to talk about stuff like that.
Yeah, listen. I think when the trailer first came out, a lot of people were shocked. It was shocked in both ways, right? Like, I remember I was like, "Oh my god, that's insane!" But I was also laughing the whole time. Like, it was one of those, like, I was in shock, but I thought it was hilarious. I think a lot of people thought that same thing. I did read a lot of people who thought it was absolutely inappropriate. I don't know if it's inappropriate. It's to each their own, like you said, Fiddy. Like they're pushing towards a specific demographic or a target market, and whether they hit the mark or miss the mark, I don't know. We'll find out.
I think it's a culture thing, and I think it's exactly what you just asked me right when I got on here. You're like, why do people come to Web3? For unique experiences. You've got technology, you've got Poopy Dash, you've got different things that people are building, different things are doing. Some work, some don't. They've happened to deliver quite a bit, and everything seemed to have worked so far. I don't see him taking a fail here. But I guess we'll find out. But I think we like the tech. We like the freedom. We're done with like the whole corporate world. We're done with the BS of just doing things traditionally, going to the office, driving in traffic for an hour. Making new friends, making new relationship. And I think the biggest thing to Web3 is access. The access to people. I have access to so many people and so many things I'm doing. Like, you've been on my space with Megadeth. I didn't know Dave Megadeth. I didn't know Dave Mustaine. Now I'm dealing with Dolly Parton. I'm going to like Kenny G, who runs with the other management, we've got Slipknot, and this is all from Web3 access. So I think the access is something we really don't talk about, but that's really the perks of the club, and everything else comes with that.
I love that you said that. That is something that that's one of my mantras that I preach, right? That the Web3, it provides us literally two things on a scale and a level that you're not going to see anywhere else, and it is community and access. And there is some kind of synonymous points in between those. Like if you were to look at a Venn diagram, they absolutely overlap with each other and how it all works. But literally, I think those are the two biggest pillars that this entire industry stands on, in my opinion, is community and access, and how that is all afforded to you. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, no, thanks for sure, brother.
Yep.
So and I gotta say, Jay, I gotta say real quick, Jay, on this, because when we talk about community and the power of NFTs and all this stuff, like I'm a part of the A-Apes with Fitty, and I heard him talk, and I was like, yo, this is the project I want to get in on. I got in, and things just skyrocketed, and I came into hard times, where I needed some liquidity, and Fitty actually, he put up a bid and was like, look, man, if you need it, it's there. If you find another way, and that's that meant a lot to me, just because there's no other product in the world that you could I couldn't reach out to Xbox like, yo, I got all these Xbox games, stuff's really tight, can you help me out? And so I really got to commend Fitty for that, man. I really appreciate that moment.
Hell yeah, man. That's dope. I love hearing that story. Fully, were you gonna say something?
No, I want to say that I love you. All right, bye.
I love you too. I love all of you. All right. Well, Fitty, thanks for popping in. I've got to go get ready for the next space with Carmen and the Queen. The Queens or the Queen. But I appreciate everybody for popping in, being a part of the conversation, listening to the conversation, thinking about this conversation. If there's something you could do over the next 24 hours until tomorrow's space, or I guess 22 and a half hours, is think about why you're here. And if you didn't get a chance to participate in the conversation today, shoot me a DM, put out a Twitter tweet. Yeah, that's probably where you put all your tweets out, is on Twitter. Do something that helps you navigate this day. Maybe think about why you're here, or think about how you can get someone else in this space, because it is truly special. We are changing lives. Your life's going to change. My life's going to change. So why not help other people that you care about get into the space so that their life can change too. We will be back tomorrow for more Web3 Breakfast at 10 a.m. But there is a lot more programming throughout the day. So make sure that you guys stay tuned to the Twitter account. I'll be posting links to all the spaces that we're in and out of. But if you don't get a chance to listen to any more spaces, that's okay. Make sure that you take care of your mental health. If you can, get outside, get some fresh air, put your feet in the grass, and then come back, get at your computer, and start kicking ass, because this is the build market. This is the time to do it. You've got about another year to put your head down and build something truly special for yourself, and then maybe you never have to work again, or maybe your kids never have to work again. Something like that. Just whatever you do something special for yourself and your family. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.